separatist shit. Haven't seen a liberal hunk in ages.
Yeah.
They just decay with big money. All right, let's go.
So I'm very much in love with words. As someone who's in love with words, I treat them as bodies that contain their own perversity. A word I don't like too much because it is too conventional. Let's say the regulated disorder of words. As soon as that occurs, language is open to the nonverbal arts. For this reason, it is especially in dealing with painting and photography. For example, that I take risks with such verbal adventures as subjectile or with a number of other words and right of inspection. It is when words start to go crazy in that way and no longer behave properly in regard to discourse that they have more rapport with the other arts. And conversely, this reveals how the apparently non-discursive arts such as photography and painting correspond to a linguistic scene. But such words are related to the matter of their signatory. This is evident in the case of Artaud, even in the case of the photographer Plessard. There are words that work on them whether they know it or not. They are in the process of letting themselves be constructed by words. D.W., to take the matter a little further, let's discuss music, which is predominantly nonverbal. I note that you haven't as yet written anything on music, but I have the impression that the word come, Levine's discussed in an unapocalyptic tone, has a thoroughly musical resonance. I can't think of any other way to describe it, and so wonder if there isn't a musical force, una forza de musica, in that word. In a certain manner, and here my response will be a little naive, one can say the same thing about it. The most naive response is that music is the object of my strongest desire, and yet at the same time it remains completely forbidden. I don't have the competence. I don't have any truly presentable musical culture. Thus, my desire remains completely paralyzed. I am even more afraid of speaking nonsense in this area than any other. Having said that, the intention in which I read and what I write and in the treatment of the words I just spoke about probably has something to do with the non-discursive sonority. Although I don't know whether I would call it musical, it has something to do with tone, timbre, voice, something to do with the voice, because contrary to the nonsense that circulates in this regard, nothing interests me more than the voice, more precisely the non-discursive voice, but the voice all the same. So, since you mentioned the word come, it seems to me that I was trying to say that what counted was not the word come, the semantics, the concept of to come, but that the thought of to come or the event itself depended on the uttering, proferation on the performative call of come, and that this is not exhausted by its meaning. Addressing the other, I say the coming to the other, I say come. But I mean an event that is not to be confused with the word come, as it is said in language. It is something that cannot be replaced by a sign, by an ah, by a cry that means come. It is not itself a full presence. It is differential. That is to say, it is relayed through the tone and the gradations or gaps of tonality. So these gaps, this tonal differential is evidently there, and that is what interests me. That was Thinking Out of Sight, Writings on the Art of the Visible by Jacques Derrida.